Is adding another jewel to its crown with the Duke and Duchess of Sussex inking a multi-year deal to become Hollywood producers. The royal couple setting up their own production company to make documentaries, films and...
You will not believe what just happened. Meghan Markle, yes, the Duchess turned media mogul wannabe, literally got slammed by Netflix. Like flat-out rejection, no sugarcoating, nothing. She apparently went crawling back to them, begging for a €50 million loan. For what? To revive her crumbling media empire that's been sinking faster than the Titanic? And guess what? This comes right after her oh-so-hyped cooking show totally flopped. It was supposed to be cozy, classy, duchessy, but instead, critics are roasting it for having zero actual cooking. Can you imagine? It's all just optics and empty monologues. Not a single decent recipe, just vibes and awkward camera shots. This woman was once untouchable, floating between Hollywood glitz and royal glamour. Now, it's a free fall and the ground is approaching fast. So here's what really went down. Meghan went to Netflix, pleading for a €50 million loan.
I mean, we're going to see Meghan back on our TVs.
I think it's entirely possible that you'll see Meghan included in some of these projects, Ali. Primarily, the deal suggests that they will initiate and implement the projects, not necessarily that they will be in them, but I think Meghan enjoys...
She was hoping to scrape together enough cash to force out a second season of that same cooking show. You know, the one nobody asked for, along with more lifestyle content. Remember that mega deal she signed a few years ago? She thought Netflix would just throw more millions at her like last time. Spoiler alert, they didn't. Turns out, behind closed doors, Netflix execs weren't just rolling their eyes. They were worried, like legit concerned about her direction. Why? Because her stuff isn't working. People aren't watching. Critics are trashing it. And Netflix, they're a business. They don't invest in losing bets. Her return on investment, barely a ripple, and the worst part?
It's entirely possible that some of these projects, including some of the documentaries, will feature Meghan in some capacity.
So any idea what kind of content we might be seeing from them?
Well, there was a statement from the royal couple and a statement from Netflix.
They said it. We're not bankrolling projects that damage our brand. Ouch! Meghan's cooking show, which was supposed to be this soft, warm, comforting little jump into mainstream content, total disaster. Zero cooking, zero charm, and 100% cringe. Audiences tore it apart. Late-night hosts joked about it. Stephen Colbert even took a jab. What was meant to be her safe space became a total meme. Netflix lost confidence. Completely.
Families can watch together. They also want to inspire and uplift. I think this is sort of an extension of the kind of work we have seen them do in person, you know, voting with their feet, as it were, helping out a variety of charitable organizations. Harry's done this for a long time prior to meeting Meghan, shining a light, a big spotlight on important issues around the world.
But this wasn't just about one flop. Oh no, this is a pattern. Meghan and Harry's entire media run is starting to look like a graveyard of failed projects. That Spotify podcast? Gone. Their documentaries? Meh. Public interest? Shrinking by the second. It's like every move they make turns to dust. And now Netflix, who once bent over backwards to sign them, is pulling the plug. It gets juicier.
Having her own individual connection to these Hollywood people, and she thought she would have gotten that when she had invited all these people to her wedding. This is why you saw all those Hollywood people at her wedding, because she knew one day she was going to do something where she was going to need access to these Hollywood people. What better way to get access to?
Meghan's lifestyle is expensive. We're talking private jets, designer everything, Hollywood homes. It's all been riding on Harry's inheritance and private fortune. But even that well might be drying up. The fact that she's asking for a €50 million loan? That's a red flag. Major financial pressure happening behind the scenes. Netflix's rejection is more than just a no. It's a wake-up call. Hollywood execs aren't blinded by her Duchess glow anymore. They're looking at the numbers now. Low viewership, high production cost, zero cultural impact. The verdict? Her content is empty.
Hosting tips and cooking advice with her celebrity friends. During the first week, she broke into Netflix's global top 10 shows list with 2.6 million views. Impressive, Meghan. There's a win for you right there, but it's not sustainable.
Hollywood has spoken. Meghan's projects are all gloss, no grit, overproduced and underwhelming. Netflix used to call her and Harry revolutionary. Now, they're not even picking up her calls unless it's about cancellations. One insider even spilled that working with Meghan was exhausting. She wanted everything to be about her image. Not the story, not the message, just her. And let's be real, that obsession with control, that's not how the creative world works. Netflix reportedly said it felt like dragging a boulder uphill. She wouldn't budge. And everything got stale and superficial fast.
Like everybody tuned in to see. And then after we saw, we were like, oh, okay. And then we turned the TV off. I mean, come on, people. Real talk. It appears it failed to keep momentum.
They tried giving her feedback, real cooking, authentic vibes, emotional depth, and what did Meghan do? Shut it down. She wasn't having it. One team member even said the show wasn't about content, it was all about control. And when it finally aired, it was unwatchable, painful even. And here's the truth bomb. Her royal name no longer carries weight. Meghan and Harry thought stepping away from royal duties meant they'd be even bigger, that their titles alone would be golden tickets to media success. But nope. Strip away the crowns and castles, and what do we have? Just another struggling celeb duo trying to stay relevant. Netflix doesn't see royalty anymore. They see underperformers, and you know how Hollywood works. One studio's rejection spreads like wildfire. Now other networks and investors are backing off. Meghan's become a risky investment. Studios are whispering, is she even worth it anymore? The buzz in the boardrooms? It's no longer, how do we work with Meghan? It's, should we even bother? And that's chilling. In this industry, reputation is currency, and Meghan's stock is crashing. The €50 million denial wasn't just a money issue, it was a loud public slap, a statement. One of the biggest platforms in the world just said, we don't believe in you. And now, the fairy tale is cracking. No more royal castle at the end of the road. Meghan's dream of Hollywood domination is slipping fast. And this Netflix rejection, it wasn't just business, it was a reality check. The glam is fading. The substance never showed up. And Netflix has had enough. When she asked for that €50 million, they didn't hesitate. They looked at her track record, the mess of underwhelming shows, the ratings flops, the endless rebrands, and said, no way. Just like that. And now, everything is shifting. Production houses quietly stepping back. Conversations once filled with buzz are now filled with doubt. People are realizing she had every opportunity, global visibility, funding, royal fame, and still, nothing landed. Even her own image is collapsing. She wanted to be this visionary, this media queen, this feminist powerhouse, but what did she actually deliver? Branding with no teeth, style without story, projects that promised so much and delivered so little? This wasn't just a failed show. This was the start of a Hollywood cautionary tale, so now Meghan Markle is staring down a brutal new chapter, not as the unstoppable media mogul she once dreamed of becoming, but as a walking, talking warning sign. A high-profile flop that couldn't catch a break despite the literal royal head start, and the most brutal twist? Netflix has shut the door, turned the lights off, and basically ghosted her. Season 2 of With Love, Meghan, it's officially dead. Yes, it's done. Finished. Canceled. And get this, not with a flashy announcement or some elegant spin. Nope, Netflix just quietly pulled it from their future plans like it never existed. The show that was supposed to be her passion project, her comeback, is now buried under spreadsheets and silence. This wasn't just another show cancellation. Oh no, this was a statement. A statement from one of the most powerful platforms in the world. We're not falling for the hype anymore. You could almost hear the boardroom sighs as they reviewed the numbers. Season 1 of With Love, Meghan. Let's not even sugarcoat it. It bombed. Hard. The show had no direction. Was it self-help? Was it a royal diary? A lifestyle guide? No one knew. Not even the audience. And that confusion? It killed the show before it ever had a chance. Audiences weren't inspired. They were lost. Reviews didn't say it was bad. They said it was pointless. And inside Netflix, executives were uncomfortable. Meghan kept changing the concept, rebranding it, reframing it. And let's not forget, she made it all about herself, constantly. One insider reportedly said that it felt like the show was more about ego than entertainment. Yikes. She thought season 2 would be her redemption arc, that it would shut down her critics and put her back on top. But Netflix, they saw the data, they heard the audience, and they delivered a loud, clear no. And let's talk about how dangerous this cancellation is for Meghan's image. This isn't just a show being dropped. This is the industry saying, we're out. When Netflix walks away from you, others follow. This is how a Hollywood reputation unravels, not in scandal, but in silence. She used to be a guaranteed headline, a draw, a star. But now, not so much. The royal glow? It's faded. Audiences have moved on. People are tired of surface-level content dressed up as empowerment. They want something real. And with Meghan's show, they got nothing. So, what's next for her? Let's be honest. Things aren't looking bright. The podcast, gone. The docuseries, faded into obscurity. The cooking show, toast. And now this. The axing of season 2. Meghan is standing in front of a closing door, and no one's rushing to open another one. Not because they hate her, not out of spite, but because she disappointed them, over and over again. And in Hollywood, that's fatal. The rule is simple, you're only as good as your last project, and Meghan's last 4, all flops. This Netflix refusal, this €50 million rejection is more than a money issue. It's a moment of reckoning. It's Meghan Markle standing in the middle of Hollywood with the spotlight fading fast. Her dream of becoming a media powerhouse? It didn't just stumble, it collapsed in full view. And the silence from Netflix? It says everything. They rolled out the red carpet once. They gave her every chance, every dollar, every platform. And now, they won't even give her a second season. Meghan's brand used to be power, possibility, and prestige. Now, it's confusion, chaos, and canceled contracts. She wanted to be the next Oprah. A voice for women, a disruptor, a storyteller. But what did she really become? A name that makes studios nervous. And as boardrooms whisper and contracts dry up, the question hanging in the air is brutal. Who's still willing to fund the next flop? Because let's face it, Meghan isn't just struggling to make a hit, she's struggling to matter. And in an industry that moves fast and forgets faster, that is the kiss of death. So unless she reinvents completely, unless she finds a way to stop performing and start connecting, she might have to do the unthinkable, quietly bow out. No more Netflix money, no more royal glow, no more media magic. Just a hard, cold truth that even former duchesses have to face. In Hollywood, you're only relevant if you deliver. And Meghan? She didn't. Not once. Not yet. And with the cameras dimming and Netflix shutting its doors, she may finally be out of second chances.